Alrighty, it is Monday, but I have to go back to Sunday really quick, so I have to record audio. I rested until 8, and then I scanned the drafts that were completed, so I scanned pages 4 and 6. I was highly considering redoing the last two panels for page 5, because I didn't really feel like they were an adequate size for the motions that I wanted to depict. I spent an entire hour just coming up with the poses for those two panels. I didn't finish them until sometime around 9. Ugh. That's crazy. So yeah, I started line arting at 9:12. I got tired at 9:40. And I tried to come back at 1:40 because that was when I guesstimated when I would have gotten at least 5 hours worth of sleep. I woke up at 2:15, and I knew from that point I'm probably not gonna go back to bed today. So I realized at that point I forgot to work on the audio earlier, so I did that. I completed 3 audio files, and I scanned page 4 at 3:12 and then scanned page 6 at 3:24. As soon as 4 o'clock rolled around, I kicked Monica out of bed. I asked her to make breakfast early so we didn't have to starve at the laundromat. So she did that. At 4:14, I scanned page 5's liner, and I finished the last audio file at 4:22. We ate breakfast. I packed my bag for the laundromat. I had extra time, so I set up pages 4 and 5. And then I got off at 4:50. I rested a little bit until 5:20, and then we left for the laundromat. There was no point in leaving early. All the tables were already full. I think all those people knew each other because at some point they are all gone, and I got to use the tables at the end of the hour that we were there. So I quickly sprinted through the scene of Flora talking to Fauna, and then they both noticed Dominic. And it's so bad. It's so bad. The wording is so clunky, but I don't blame me because I was so damn tired when I was writing it. And then I opened up the beginning of chapter 81, and I didn't get very far because by that point I was on my last fuck, and I had no more fucks by what time was it when I'm gonna say 6:30. I'm gonna assume. I don't really know what time it was. I didn't really check the actual hour. All I know is that we got home sometime around 7 a.m. I found 2 pennies in a bottle, coming and going from the place. The first thing I did, I went back on. I assembled page 6 because that was the only page I hadn't done. And then I passed it off to Monica sometime around 7:18. And then I took my cartridge and I brought it over here to the bedroom to compress my video. And I was hoping to type out what I wrote, but after that point, the moment I set my video to compress, I was no, I can't do this. So I crashed. I woke up sometime around 9. Monica was already done filling in the pages. And then I went back on at 9:30 to load the video and finish the Sunday pages that weren't done yet. Sometime around 10:47, Monica hit Vaughn to pick up some things that she forgot, rice, because we completely forgot to get rice when we were at Walmart and Vaughn's the other day. She got back sometime, I'm gonna guess and say it was 11:30. I didn't check, she didn't check. We ate lunch, we sort of watched Pre-K. We didn't watch it straight through because she just was not interested in the student council elections. So basically what happened is that there's this girl who really wants to replace Madoka as president, and Hikaru was running against her, and then Hikaru ended up giving a campaign speech for her. And I feel that so figures. If there was anything else that happened in between this, we didn't even watch it. We just flipped through it. They're already starting to incorporate advertisements for the movie. So that's gonna come up. I'm surprised. I feel the art style for the 3D models have changed a bit. Because for Princess Precure, they had a certain vividness about it, but they're not as vivid in this one. They seem a little bit more I don't want to say budget, but they do still look finished. They just don't look as vivid and and surreal as the Princess Precure models. I really shouldn't compare them. I know Princess Precure was like forever ago, but for me it just feels like it was so recent, but it just wasn't. It makes me so mad. Alrighty. So yeah. I ended up finishing and loading pages 1, 2, and 3 at 12, and then I got off. Okay, so for an entire hour, we wandered around the house for a little bit. I crashed at 2 p.m. It just barely turned 2. And then, I don't know what Monica did the whole entire time I was sleeping. All she said was that 3 o'clock went by. She did not wake me up because she figured that I wouldn't have the energy for it. So now it's 4. So I'm recording audio now. This is what I need to do. I need to start work on, because it's 4, I need to start work on pages 7, 8, and 9. Which is it makes me so mad because like I have done nothing for pages 4, 5, and 6. I need to shade those. So aside from doing the drafts for pages 7, 8, and 9, I need to work on shading up to. I'm just trying to figure out when I should do that. I kind of feel like I should do that right now because I'm not on the computer just yet, and I think I can do it fairly quickly. The only thing that makes me upset is I don't have anything to like watch or to listen to. I mean, maybe there might be a new episode of Writing Excuses out by now. I figure because usually by 12 o'clock they usually have something new on Sunday. 12 o'clock Sunday they usually put out something new. So I haven't checked them yet. Is there anything else of significance I can bring up? Because I'm behind now, part of me doesn't give a fuck. It makes me upset because like the fact that things are not completed prevents me from doing the things I need to do. So I'm thinking about giving up for a little bit just to try to like set everything back up again. Cause like I need some time to finish that chapter. It's almost done. I have the text to complete it, and I only have until Thursday to get it done. So that's about like 2 days I have to complete this, which is not a lot of time. So I'm thinking about just working on that right now and then worrying about the stuff later. But it just also makes me feel like, well, I can get a lot done in a little while as long as I apply myself. I think at most in an hour I can get like at least 2 pages done. So that's pretty good. I think at worst, I think the best thing I can possibly do right now is to set up all the graphics, the effects first, and then try to do the shading a bit later. I know I did that last time. I had a traffic jam of pages for chapter 70. Oh, was it 76? I think is when I had that problem. Like straight from 75 to 76, there were so many characters in the scene, I couldn't really complete everything, so all I could do was just the effects. So I'm thinking that's the best I could do. I really wish she had woke me up at 3. I'm feeling a sensation of like pressure because I didn't get anything done, and I only have in about 2 hours, less than 2 hours to get as much done. Yesterday's pages, it only took me like an hour to do the other 2 pages, and that final page took like fucking it took me an hour to complete page 5. So there isn't any more combat scenes as far as I know, although I think she throws Shasta. Oh god, I have to look at the storyboard. I'm just remembering off the top of my head. Okay, so I don't know how much I can get done for pages 4, 5, and 6 today. I need to have 7, 8, and 9 assembled by tonight. And if I have time left over, I need to either A, stop and work on the chapter 80 script. I don't know how much brain power I'll have that late at night, but in case that I do, because I made a pot of jasmine green tea, so that should keep me up because it's the only tea I have in the house that has the highest caffeine level. If that can keep me up at night, then maybe I can get more done than I think I can. But if I can just get 7, 8, and 9 assembled quickly, and then 4, 5, and 6 up to some degree, I need to take whatever free time I have left and to just work on the chapter 80 script because there's not that much left for it. That's as much as I can think of. I can't think of anything else to say. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one.
Alrighty, it is Tuesday, but I have to go back to Monday really quick. So after I recorded audio, I went back on to work on pages 4, 5, and 6, as well as start pages 7, 8, and 9. The time at that point was like 4:20. So I worked until 5, and then I switched over to drafting the pages. I took a break at 5:30. We walked around until 6. And then we rested. I went back on at 7. I finished drafting and I printed out the pages in, well, I'm using pink right now still. I'm surprised I still haven't run out of ink yet, and it's already been the second month. I printed out the pages at like 7:50. I line arted until 9. My goal was to be back at 1 because, like, out of all the pages I didn't get any of them close to finishing. I just line arted all these different panels. Certain panels were done, but the majority of each page was not done. So I was aiming to wake up at 1. Initially, I woke up at 11. So I was like, okay, well, I have 2 more hours, so I can just laze around until 1 o'clock. And that didn't happen. I fell asleep again. I woke up at 2:16. So I was an entire hour late. So yeah, I finished and scanned page 9 at 2:50, page 8 at 3:07, and then page 7 at 3:52. And then I was so fucking tired. I did not have energy to assemble any of them. I crashed at 4. The moment 4 o'clock hit, I got off and I went back to bed. So yeah. By the time I woke up, it was almost 7. It was like 6:43. I went straight to assembling the pages. Monica got up sometime around 6. I'm gonna say 6:50. I don't know. All I know is that breakfast was pretty much done around 7. That was about the point in which I passed the pages off to Monica. We ate. We watched this. Technically, it was a podcast, but it had visuals. We watched this podcast about Inktober up until like 7:30. That was about the point in which it finished. After I was done assembling the pages, I worked a little bit on page 6's shading. I didn't work on very much of it. I just did 1 panel, so that's all I could do, because like the moment that we were done with breakfast, it was 7:30, so we left for Northgate to get water. On the way there, we found 4 pennies and I think a bottle. I can't remember if we got any other bottles besides that 1 bottle. I wasn't really like focusing on looking for bottles. I should have been though. We got home at like 8:40. I went back on to work on the script for chapter 80 because that's just extremely important. I typed out and I revised. While I was typing, I revised the conversation between Fauna and Flora. I'm worried about whether or not it's gonna fit, because between the scene with Fuir and Marie and Pasha, and the scene with Clotilda talking to LaBelle and Philippe, I don't know if the scene with Flora and Fauna is gonna fit. I did box in some points in it that I was perfectly fine with cutting out. So any small little bit that was like, okay, this reaction is just taking up space. So yeah, I didn't really cut them up, but I boxed them in case if I needed to. Other than that, they were kind of small and I could see like fitting and smashing them in 2 panels, but like in case if it didn't fit, I just, yeah. So I got done like a few minutes before 10. And usually we take a shower on Tuesdays and Saturdays and or Fridays at around like 9. But because we woke up late, we decided to take a bath at 10. So she's still showering. I'm done. I need to go back on. This is what I need to do. She's done with the pages. Pages 7, 8, and 9 are done. I need to work on pages 10, 11, and 12, but I also need to work on the storyboard for chapter 80. So I'm thinking about doing that today because I don't have very much time to turn around and start working on it. But I'm also extremely behind in the chapter. So I'm playing with the idea of working on pages 10, 11, and 12 late because I'm just not done. And that would just give me some extra time to work on chapter 81. I need to go and I need to I need to get a fresh paper for this because all the paper I've been using for the rough drafts for the chapters have been used paper, and if a fresh piece of paper would give me a better idea how much space I'm actually using, because I'm like, a combat chapter can only be 1 page on both sides. whereas a dialogue heavy chapter can be up to like a page and so I want to say a page and a quarter of a page. That is if it's really dialogue heavy. But like I believe that there's some scenes in this that the actual description of the area is longer. I don't know. Usually when I print out the scripts, I usually make the scene descriptions like really tiny. I make it like the smallest font I could possibly make it, and that usually saves me some space. But yeah, I need to like figure it out. So yeah. We'll see how it goes. I don't know when I want to do the chapter. I definitely want to wait until my hair dries because like I usually write directly onto the script and the ink that I use is not waterproof. Like the moment something gets wet, it just, the color lifts and pools and looks ugly. So I can't afford getting it wet, so I need to wait for my hair to dry. I can, however, switch over to working on the script for 81 and or doing the drafts for 10, 11, and 12. Like I said, I kind of want to wait off on doing the drafts, so Monica will have some free time to do whatever she wants. I'm finding it harder to work because she's in my workspace because she can't sleep on the mattress currently. It's been hurting her back, and we're still waiting for the new mattress to show up. It won't show up until like the end of anywhere between the 23rd to the 30th it's going to show up. So she's going to be sleeping on the floor in my spot because like my spot there's more space in her spot. I wonder if we could switch sides, but at the same time her spot has all her stuff. It's already like organized to how she likes it. I don't know what I'm going to do. Ugh. So yeah, is there anything else that's on my mind? Any other points I want to make? Anything I want to bring up? So the next character death should be in chapter 81, if not 82. I'm trying really hard to get to chapter 83 because that's as far as I can get with this month. That's as many chapters as I want to get in with this month. But like, I'm also kind of expecting not to do 83, even though I was planning to do 83. I could move 83 to November. I figure if I rearrange if I end up rearranging the vacation schedule for the month of October, is definitely not going to be because I need to do the extras. It's just because I really royally screwed up the schedule for this month, and like I am obnoxiously tired. And I can't even explain it. I feel like I feel so miserable. Oh my god, I feel so miserable, and it's only the second chapter of the month, and I have like 6 chapters planned for this month. If I can get it done, as in all the chapters done within the year, I'm really hoping to end the year on chapter 90, because like after that point, there's only like at worst like 20 to 30 chapters left of the storyline, and I was trying to end the Dominic arc by 95. I don't know if I'll still be able to do that. It really just depends on how long all the other chapters are. So if I can't really work with Monica being in my workspace, I definitely think thinking about doing how things used to be back when we were traveling. I would used to keep my fabric drawer really close to my sleeping space, so I'm thinking of pulling it out and putting it up here where she used to sleep, and like trying to work like that, because like my fabric drawer is directly in front of her face. So I'm thinking about just moving it now. Is there anything else that's on my mind? Anything else? I'm thinking about going back to the restroom. I didn't get to poop. Oh god. No, there really isn't anything else that's on my mind. If anything else more interesting comes up, I'm definitely gonna talk about it. Alright then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Wednesday, but I have to go back to Tuesday, so I have to record audio. I ended up cleaning up the bed area, and I made the bed, and then I settled all my work stuff on Monica's side of the bed. I ended up working on and completing the chapter 80 storyboard. I got most of it to fit except for the part where Dominic sees Philippe and his team. I couldn't fit that in there. I did end up cutting out I changed the end of the scene with Murray and Pasha, and I ended up cutting out LaBelle's reaction to what Clotilda said, which made me feel like I should have left it in. I don't know.
I went on to print out the drafts. I shaded page 6 once I was done. I got off at 1. We walked around until 2. We rested sometime around 3, but we crashed. And I woke up at 5. I went back on to color the pages. I completed the Monday pages and got off at 6:52, and then we spent the night talking about shit. I expected to get up in the middle of the night, but I ended up sleeping straight through the night. So yeah, I woke up at 5:50. I went back on to put the text on the Monday pages. I finished and loaded them at 6:57. Monica got up to make breakfast. We tried watching the first episode of the first season of Chihaya Furu, but it wasn't a really hard sell. It just wasn't like interesting enough. Just the opening was very like such a turn off. Got off at 7:40. Monica left for Vaughn's at 8 while she was away. I brainstormed through the next, like, I'm going to assume the next 5 chapters of this arc. It's going to be very tedious. I need more time to dedicate to this than I've actually allowed myself, which is really frustrating. So yeah, Monica got back at 8:50. We left for Walmart together sometime around 9. She was still tired from going to Vaughn's, so she took a seat. She ended up sitting around in the picnic area outside of all these restaurants in the plaza. So I wandered around the parking lot. I collected a whole bunch of pennies and 1 bottle, and then we went to Walmart. I tried to go to the restroom, but it was too crowded. And right when I was planning on leaving, without going to the restroom, suddenly Monica got a call from her insurance. So she had to talk to the insurance person, so I ended up using the restroom anyway. And I was waiting for her to finish talking to the insurance person, so I ended up wandering around the food section, and then I went all the way to the yarn section, and I found this pink that was the right like shade of salmon. Sort of. It's pink, but it's like a salmon pink, but it was also kind of on the dull side. So I ended up showing it to her after she was done. She wanted to buy it, so we got that. And then we browsed the Christmas section. They still don't have the wrapping paper up, but they have like mostly everything. We found these really cute hummingbird ornaments that we both liked, but we couldn't find any that weren't scratched up already. All the Frozen sequel dolls are out. The new characters look interesting. We ended up looking at the stationery section, and then we headed out to get food. So after we got food, we got home at like 12. We ate lunch. We watched a bit of YouTube. I colored in the pages up until 1 o'clock, so I got off at 1:15. I still have 1 page I need to do, but also I need to start working on pages 10, 11, and 12. I was supposed to be working on those today, but I didn't even get them done. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do right now. If I want to try to like finish pages 7, 8, and 9 first and then work on pages 10, 11, and 12. I don't know. I'm just like up in the air with it. I mean, at least I could do is start. It's mostly just Marie and we are talking to each other. Alright. So now I'm recording audio. I need to proofread chapter 52. I haven't had a chance to do that. It's going up tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to be doing tonight. I figure if I'm not working on pages 10, 11, and 12, I'm probably going to be working on pages 7, 8, and 9 for the rest of the night. I don't know. I have to decide because like I totally gave up yesterday. I just completely gave up. So like I don't know. I'm willing to do anything at this point. I need to get back on schedule. I'm already a day behind. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alright then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, so it is Thursday, but I have to go back to Wednesday really quick. So after record audio, I spent an hour chatting with Monica. She made the breakfast chicken again, and then I sketched the page 10 draft, and then I went back on, scanned it. I colored a little bit of pages 7, 8, and 9 until like 420. All I had left to do was the environmental shading, and that was it. But I was tired. So I got off. After that, I focused on completing the drafts for pages 11 and 12. I finished them sometime around like 5:30. I went back on to work at 6. I scanned the drafts. But I didn't work on them. I was more busy trying to complete the pages 7, 8, and 9 and add text. I only managed to complete and load 2 pages, so it was pages 7 and 8, and I hadn't done page 9, but I got tired and I got off at 9 o'clock. I woke up at 5:31. I updated the budget. I finished page 9, and then I went straight to printing out the drafts for pages 10, 11, and 12. Stopped to eat breakfast, got off at 7:30. We did some light walking around the living room, but I also kept stopping to line art page 10. And then we decided to leave at like 8:30 for the Anaheim Plaza. We were planning on getting calendars at the Five Below, but Five Below doesn't open until 10. So the first place we went to was a 99-cent store, and we ended up getting a calendar there. It was this beautiful Thomas Kincaid looking like very painterly calendar. And it came with a pocket calendar to carry and then like a tiny desk calendar. And I don't know what we're going to do with the tiny desk calendar because I don't really feel like we need it, but the little tiny pocket one, we're definitely going to carry that around with us just in case. While we were at it, we also got a couple of cute books at 99. I accidentally bought a book I didn't intend to buy. That's so frustrating because I didn't realize I was still holding it. I wish I had noticed I was holding it. I could have gotten rid of it. It was a waste of $1. I didn't need to buy it. But once I got home, I ended up decorating it so it didn't look as ugly. Okay, so after that we went to Ross and we found a shower curtain, but we didn't realize until we were standing in line that it was ruined. So we were like, okay, this isn't that bad. I think we can possibly fix this with some tape. I'm kind of concerned about the area that's ripped because I feel like that area could literally just, it's the part where the hooks go into. So I'm a little worried that the other side is gonna rip too, and I think I should have taped that side also, but I didn't bother. But yeah, hopefully it'll stay together. It looks so nice, such a beautiful, beautiful shower curtain. I don't even remember how long we had the shower curtain we got from Target because the last shower curtain we had we got from Target. So yeah. After that we hit Target. We wandered around a little bit, but we didn't get anything. Oh no, we did get one thing. We got some food. Okay, and then we hit Five Below. Monica looked at the calendar she originally wanted, but she decided to pass on it. And then we got headphones. The headphones were the only thing that we got. So the headphones was the only thing I was planning on buying next month. So I need to erase it off of the calendar for next month. I haven't tried them yet. I hooked them up to my computer, but the pink headphones I was using on my computer are over here now. So I use that for my music now. Okay, so we got home sometime around 11. We ate lunch. I completed and passed off pages 10 and 12 to Monica, but I'm still working on page 11. I stopped at 12 something. I think it was 12:30 or something like that. After that, I ended up opening up the new books that I got, and one set of the books, it has some type of weird blood stains in it. But thankfully, it was one of the spare books that had an ugly cover I didn't care for. So what I ended up doing was just dismantling it, and I ended up slicing it in half and using it as scratch paper. So that's what I'm gonna do with that. What else is there? After that, I wrote a rough draft for chapter 81. It takes place over the course of one piece of paper. The trouble is that I completely left out all the fauna and flora scenes, so I had to reinsert those. But then I also feel there should also be a scene with Shasta and Simon, so I have to reinsert. I have to go and add that now, and I'm just so frustrating. So I feel like I'm not comfortable with going straight into chapter 80 tomorrow unless I have chapter 81 script done. So at least I have 2 sets of chapters to do for this month. I don't know if I should go whole hog and try to do 82 and 83 together tomorrow, but I do feel good about doing 82 because I feel granted the amount of things that are going to happen in 81, I will have some rollover, so I kind of feel like I need to finish 81 and then figure out how much will be left into 82 and then start from there tomorrow and try to figure out how to squeeze all that into one chapter. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more fighting soon, and I hate the fighting chapter. I hate the fighting chapter so much. Oh my god, do I hate the fighting chapter so much, because it's all this action and it takes forever to draw. It takes even longer to color. So like I'm kind of concerned about this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get all this done in 1 month. I think I might have to like limit it instead of going to 80, doing all of 80 80 80 to 83 like how I plan. I think I'm gonna have to roll 83 over because like I don't think I can get 83 done this month. I don't want to be working on the scripts during the time I'm supposed to be working on the extras in November to December. Definitely not between October and November because that would be really frustrating. So like I need to get as much as I possibly can done before that. So it makes me so mad that I have to balance these together, and it's really not easy. I remember there'd be some days in the past where I could get through the chapters like really fast, but like now I just feel like it's just way too much work. It's like a way too much work. Ugh. Is there anything else? Okay, so right now it's almost 3. I'm recording. After this, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go back on and type out 81. And then once that's done, I'm going to finish the liner and assemble page 11. I have to pass that off to Monica so she can work on it either later or tomorrow, most likely tomorrow. And then I'm going to shade pages 10 and 11, 10 and 12, either tonight or tomorrow. I don't know, whichever point I have free time, because I know that the script doesn't take that long to get through, especially if it's already pre-written. So like I'll probably just listen through it a few times and then just edit it. So yeah, I mean I haven't actually gone back and edited the script for 80 because like there's some mistakes in there, and I'm probably gonna catch it a bit later. But like I didn't catch all the mistakes the first time. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, that's as much as I can think of. Alright then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Friday, but I have to go back to Thursday really quick. So after I record audio, Monica and I wandered around for about 30 minutes. I made tea, and then we rested until like 3:33, or at least I rested until 3:33. I went back on at 5. I completed the script for chapter 81 at 6:22. Feel a little bit uneasy about it because like there's so much happening and I don't know how much is going to have to be left out, but I need to go and storyboard it to find out. After that, I resumed work on the page 11 line art. I finished it at 6:30 and then I passed it off to Monica at 6:46 all assembled. I tried to color in pages 10 and 12, but I got tired at 7:30 and then I got off. I woke up at 5 a.m. I got out of bed at 6. I kicked Monica out of bed at 6:40. I shaded page 10 and then I stopped to eat breakfast with Monica. We watched a bunch of random YouTube shit, and then I completed page 10 and I started page 12, but I ended up getting off at like 8:40. We walked around until 9 and then we took a shower. So she's still taking a shower right now. This is what I would like to do. I need to do the storyboard for chapter 81, and I still need to finish whatever pages are not finished yet. I'm not sure how much of I'm planning on leaving out in 81 because I know that some of it's going to be combat, and I'm trying to figure out how much combat I want to try to fit in, because like combat just eats pages. That's always been the case. That's the number one reason why I used to make combat scenes like so short, because I had so much story to get through, and I felt like the combat was so inconsequential to the plot. So yeah. Is there anything else that happened? I know at some point I ended up getting the but I don't remember if it was today. I remember getting a tracking email for my for our mattress. It's the weekend, so I don't think it's going to be going anywhere. I figure this tracking thing won't be relevant until like later in the week. Other than that, is there anything else? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Saturday, but I have to go back to Friday really quick. So after I record audio, I completed the storyboard for chapter 81. I had to cut out a lot of it. And then I went back on to print out the drafts for the entire chapter. It was about like 10:30 by that point. And then I shaded through the remaining pages for 10, 11, and 12 up until like 12 p.m. So yeah, the only thing I had left to do was like page 11 needed some environmental shading, and then some parts of page 12 needed to be finished. I crashed at 1 a.m. I woke up at 3:30. We wandered around till 4, and then I went back on. I finished the art for page 11 and 12 at like 5:22, and then I texted and loaded the pages at 6:30. Monica and I spent the time talking until like 8:30, and then I went back on at 9:45. I started drafting through pages 1, 2, and 3. It didn't take me that long. It barely took like an hour to a half an hour, and I scanned them at 10:40. I printed them out at 10:52, and then I finished and scanned the line art for page 2 at 11:17, and then page 3 at 11:50, and then I got tired and I got off. I woke up at like 4:50 a.m. and I finished page 1. I was assembling the line art when Monica came to join me at 5:30. We watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos, and I assembled the pages at 6 a.m. We stopped to eat breakfast. We watched the first episode of Beastars. It's by the same company that animated Hoseki no Kuni. So far, I am not engaged in the story, but the animation is really interesting, and that's about the only thing it has going for it. There's some design choices that I feel a little like iffy about, that looked more hokey than natural, but I'm kind of hoping that they find their footing as time goes along. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. So yeah, colored in pages 2 and 3. I filled in out everything, and while Monica was filling in page 1, and then I got off at 7:30. I did some random drawing for no reason, and I wrote a bunch of random supplementary scenes for chapter 82. I don't know if all this is going to fit in there. I think some of it's going to roll over to 83, but I need some time to work on this, and I think because I'm going to be working on the audio tonight and tomorrow, most likely I'll be typing out the script tomorrow while I'm on the computer. So yeah, I stopped around 10. We ended up walking around the living room for 30 minutes, and then I started sketching through page 4's draft. We ate lunch. I went back on. We watched some YouTube, and I shaded through pages 2 and 3. And then I stopped at 12:15, and then we walked around till 1:40. We were trying to talk, but we got into an argument, and that's where we pretty much are right now. Yeah, so this is what I need to do. I need to draft page 5 and 6. I haven't done that yet, but I also need to work on page 1. So I don't know which one I need to do first. I'm thinking about going on and doing page 1 first, and then eventually doing pages 5 and 6 later. I don't know. Because like I said before, I usually try to switch objectives by 6 o'clock, but so I want to see how far I can get with completing the first 3 chapters of chapter 50. I know that page 1 is basically done. I just need effects for 1 to 2 scenes. I'm not really sure how many I'm gonna need, but I do need some effects, so I need to like go get some graphics for that. And then I don't know if I need anything for the second one. I don't really think so. I think everything there is pretty much fine. Yeah. So I will do that around 2 o'clock. I'll go back on and do that. So the computer's only been resting for about like an hour, and like I'm gonna say like 10 to 20 minutes. Maybe I should let it rest a little bit longer, like go on at like 2:30 or something. I don't know. I'll see how far I can get in drafting, and that helps. This is the last recording, so I need to unload the phone and edit the audio. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alright then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one.